VTubers have quickly taken over the world of streaming and YouTube. These cute little avatars with strange jiggle physics have quickly become a multi-billion-dollar industry, with famous streamers like Gargura, Ironmouse, and Pakura being some of the most iconic. Konami wasn't going to sit by and let this profitable subgenre of YouTube go unmonetized, and thus the Evil Twin Live Twin archetype was born. The Evil Twin archetype features VTubers who also work as jewel thieves as a side hustle, maybe somewhat making commentary on the immense amount of money that some people throw at their favorite VTuber stars. This cute aesthetic captured the hearts of countless Yu-Gi-Oh fans and has become one of the most beloved modern archetypes. But looking past the aesthetics of this reveals a surprisingly competent deck, one which has seen real competitive success multiple times in very different forms. Before we get to talk about the really cool competitive decks featuring Evil Twins, we have to go back to their roots, back when it was the really desperate players trying to make the deck work. Evil Twin first premiered in the deck build set Genesis Impact, premiering alongside Drytron and Magistus. Initially there were only 7 main deck cards and 2 extra deck cards for the archetype. The main cards to be concerned with are the main deck and extra deck girls. The main deck girls are Live Twin kirutcg and Live Twin lil-la. Kirutcg has the effect whenever your opponent attacks you gain 500 life points, but more importantly when she is normal summoned or special summoned, if you control no other monsters, you special summon a lil-la from deck. Lil-la is practically the same, whenever your opponent attacks they must pay 500 life, and she can summon a Kirutcg from deck instead. The main deck girls are the VTuber personas of Kirutcg and lil-la, and their extra deck counterparts are them IRL. Evil Twin Kirutcg, when summoned, will draw a card if you control a lil-la monster, and also has the effect to quick effect special summon a lil-la monster from your grave if you don't control a lil-la already. Unfortunately, using this effect will lock you into only summoning fiends from the extra deck for the rest of the turn. Just like the main deck monsters, lil-la is the mirror of Kirutcg. Lil-la, when summoned, if you control a Kirutcg monster, will destroy 1 card on the field, and then has the same summoning effect as Kirutcg does. At this point in the deck's history, the main combo would be something like normal summon Live Twin Kirutcg, summon lil-la from deck, special summon Evil Twin lil-la, use lil-la's effect to special summon Live Twin Kirutcg, link summon into Evil Twin Kirutcg, then pass. On your opponent's turn, you can activate Kirutcg to summon Evil Twin lil-la to pop a card, which to be honest is underwhelming. You could also find a way to remove Evil Twin Kirutcg with something like a Forbidden Droplet, then activate lil-la to bring her back in order to draw a card, but that's not all that strong. The big payoff for the deck at this point was Evil Twins Kirutcg and lil-la, which can only be summoned from your hand or grave by attributing 2 link monsters. On summon, it would force your opponent to send cards from their field to the grave until they only had 2 remaining if they had 3 more at the time of activation, and if you had a Kirutcg and lil-la in grave, it became a 4400 attack and 4400 defense monster. Overall, a solid boss monster, but not necessarily good enough to keep up with the other decks at the time. What the deck lacked in power, it made up for in consistency. Secret Password and Live Twin Home. Secret Password would search out any Evil Twin or Live Twin spell trap from the deck, or if you have a Kirutcg and lil-la on board, would search out any Evil Twin monster, which meant the big boss monster was technically searchable. Secret Password would get Live Twin Home most of the time, which could be used to discard a card to special summon a Kirutcg or lil-la from deck, but locks you into only Evil Twin summons from the extra deck. The last 2 cards of note were the traps, Present and Challenge. Present was the weaker of the 2. You needed both a Kirutcg and lil-la on board to activate, and was either creature swap to switch control of one of your monsters and your opponent's, or it would shuffle an opponent's back row card back into their deck. Challenge was much stronger. It would let you reborn Kirutcg or lil-la from grave, and then immediately let you link summon on your opponent's turn. Now that we've covered all the important cards, what did the deck look like on release? Well, it sucked. The pure deck at this point was basically a GOAT format advantage deck, drawing 1 card and popping 1 card per turn. What worked really well is the deck was so consistent and the engine was not massive, you had a ton of room for hand traps, and you'd likely draw into more hand traps with Kirutcg's effect. The pure version of the deck would not see any kind of success until the eventual support that we'll come back to later. But here's an example deck list that you might have seen a VTuber stand running upon release. Now, even though the pure deck didn't do a whole lot during this time, people still tinkered with the deck. Evil Twin was a very powerful engine and was actually used in several decks at this point, the first one being Eldritch. Eldritch is a very strong trap deck that doesn't have a good normal summon monster for it, and like Live Twin, it is an advantage focused deck, popping opponents' cards, removing them in 1-for-1 interactions. Live Twins were played as a consistent engine to give the deck access to draws and card destruction. The list shown here runs 2 Eldritch and 13 Eldritch spell traps. Cursed Eldlin is a continuous spell card that'll pay 800 life points to search for any Eldritch or Goldman spell trap. Conquistador and Hequero are trap monsters that summon themselves and gain bonus effects when Eldritch the Golden Lord is on the field, and Sanguine will special summon Eldritch from the deck. The ideal turn for this deck is to do the aforementioned Evil Twin combo, set 4, and pass. Both Eldritch and Evil Twin were very consistent engines that gave you a lot of advantage over time, and the deck was a solid rogue contender, would definitely win locals for sure. But the other more popular way to play Live Twin at this time was an Unchained. The Unchained strategy is all Fiend monsters in the main and extra deck, meaning that the lock in Evil Twin kirutcg and lil-la didn't really matter. I won't go through every single card for this strategy, but a quick overview of the deck is the Unchained cards like to pop cards and be popped. Aruha, Rakea, and Sarama are the pseudo starters for this deck. They'll special summon Unchained monsters from deck by destroying your own cards on the field, and these 3 monsters are able to summon enough guys on board to do some basic link climbing. What Unchained had going for it was it had better extra deck monsters compared to Evil Twins, including Unchained Abomination. Unchained Abomination says if a card on the field is destroyed by a card effect except by Unchained Abomination, except during the damage step, target 1 card in the field, destroy it. When another monster is destroyed by battle, you can target 1 card in the field, destroy it. During the end phase, you can target 1 card in the field, destroy it. You can only use each effect of Unchained Abomination once per turn, and you can trigger this off of your own Unchained cards, but also through activating Evil Twin lil-la's effect. Another reason that Live Twin was put into Unchained was if you only drew a Live Twin monster and an Unchained trap, you could still make plays. For example, set Abominable Chamber of the Unchained face down. The normal summon lil-la, effect summon kirutcg, link into lil-la, bring back kirutcg, summon kirutcg, and bring back lil-la to trigger effect to pop a card. Destroy the chamber, activate the effect to special summon any Unchained monster from deck, and you have 2 Link 2 monsters on board to use as material. Summon Aruha here, link off lil-la with Aruha into Unchained Soul of Rage. Now you have Evil Twin kirutcg's effect to summon lil-la back from grave for another pop on your opponent's turn, and you can use Unchained Soul of Rage's effect to quick effect link summon using your opponent's card to go into Unchained Abomination. Unchained Evil Twin was the most resilient and powerful version of Evil Twin at this time, and though it didn't do particularly well at the YCS and World Championship level, it was still much more competitive than the pure variant. The deck wasn't great, but it was receiving support every few sets. 2 new support cards came in Blazing Vortex and Lightning Overdrive, Live Twin kirutcg Frost and Live Twin lil-la Treat. Both these cards had very similar effects of being able to special summon themselves from your hand if you controlled the oppositely named Live or Evil Twin card. Frost had the bonus effect of being able to banish yourself from grave while you control an Evil Twin monster. When your opponent added a card from their deck to the hand, you also get to draw a card. Treat had the bonus ability to banish yourself from grave after you took battle damage from a battle involving an Evil Twin monster to reduce the attack of one of your opponent's monsters by the amount of damage you took permanently. These 2 cards helped the deck immensely, mostly because they gave the deck extenders in case their normal summon was interrupted by something like Ash Blossom or Infinite Permanence, which really helped the deck out. Another important aspect of the Evil Twin deck was it became shiny. Konami realized that these VTuber stands spent a lot of money on their favorite VTubers, so why not spend money on their favorite VTuber style cards? And they did. The main and extra deck monsters all came in Collector's Rare or Starlight Rare, and people were spending hundreds trying to collect them. The VTuber Brainworms had a very strong hold on Yu-Gi-Oh players. Back in 2021, you'd expect to spend $150 for a playset of CR Collector's Rare Live Twin lil-la and $200+ for a single copy of Starlight kirutcg Frost, not to mention the rest of the deck. Players were spending literally thousands trying to max rarity this deck. Konami is not one to leave money on the table and decided it was time to dole out some more powerful support to the deck. In Dawn of Majesty, Konami released Live Twin Sunny Snitch, a continuous spell that searched a Live Twin monster from deck and simultaneously healed you and burned the opponent every time they summoned while you control an Evil Twin monster. In the next set, Burst of Destiny, Konami released Evil Twin Trouble Sunny, a Link 4 monster that resolved so many of the deck's issues. Trouble Sunny would be summoned by linking together both Evil Twin kirutcg and lil-la. The card reads, quick effect, tribute this card, special summon 1 kirutcg monster and up to 1 lil-la monster from your graveyard. You can banish this card from your graveyard, send 1 Evil Twin monster from your hand, deck, or face-up field to grave, send 1 card on the field to grave. You can only use each effect of Evil Twin's Trouble Sunny once per turn. The card made it so on your opponent's turn, you could tag out a Trouble Sunny and special both of the Evil Twin monsters, and activate both their effects, to draw a card and to pop a card. Trouble Sunny also has the incredible extra effect to send a card to grave, and that effect is going to let you send Evil Twins kirutcg and lil-la to grave, which makes pushing for OTKs so much easier and clearing the board so simple. These new support cards were more than enough to push the deck all the way up to Rogue Playable. Nowhere near tier 1 mind you, but enough for some skilled players and lucky players to perform well at the regional level. The first top I can find is with this deck found from a New Zealand regional piloted by James M, who got top 8 out of 80 players. His deck also featured Artifact Scythe and Artifact Dagda. Artifact Dagda is a Link 2 monster that lets you set an artifact monster into your back row face down. Artifact Scythe is a monster that says when it is destroyed by card effect, then you can special summon it back, and then your opponent cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn. Essentially, you would go into Dagda, and then on your opponent's turn, you would pop the face down Scythe using something like your Evil Twin lil-la, and lock your opponent out of the game. Beyond that is a very standard Evil Twin deck featuring the new support cards, but shows how the new support really helped strengthen the deck. Jumping further ahead now, the deck really didn't change much up until the introduction of the new archetype, Spright. Spright is a level rank Link 2 focused archetype introduced in the Power of the Elements set. All of the Spright cards have the effect to special summon themselves if you control a level or rank 2 monster on the field, which the Live Twin cards just so happen to be. The lock for the Evil Twins only comes when you Link summon the Evil Twin monsters, and so you're able to take advantage of the Spright cards by waiting to summon the Evil Twins until the later half of your combo. The Spright cards included negation effects in Carrot and Red, improved OTK potential and consistency with Gigantic Spright, and overall just a big boost for the deck. Let's look at an example turn with just Live Twin lil-la and Spright Blue in hand. Lil-la normal summon, special summon Kiru from deck. Special summon Spright Blue, who adds Spright Jet to hand. Jet will summon itself, and on summon, search out Spright Smashers, which is a quick play spell, banishing a Link rank level 2 monster you control, and 1 card your opponent controls. Next, Xyz summon Gigantic Spright. Gigantic effect has special summon Swap Frog from deck. Swap Frog effect will activate, sending Ronin Totem to grave. Link summon Spright Elf using the Swap Frog and Kiru. Spright Elf effect to special summon back the Kiru. Link summon Evil Twin Kiru, bring back lil-la, Link summon Evil Twin lil-la, and special summon Evil Twin Kiru and draw a card. All of that off of just 2 cards. The deck had plays like it had never seen before, and the new Spright cards gave it access to a rank 2 toolbox the deck could never play before. This deck did incredibly well. The first top I found, piloted by Matteo G, made top 4 at the European World Championship qualifiers in 2022, with over 2,000 players. As you saw in the deck list, a lot of cards will eventually be hit for Evil Twin Spright, but that didn't kill the deck, it just forced it to change. Soon, players began using Runick cards in their deck lists. The Runick spells have dual effects. Each Runick spell has a main effect and then a secondary effect to special summon a Runick monster from the extra deck. Runick Tip, for instance, will either add a Runick card from your deck to your hand, or special summon a Runick monster from the extra deck. This variant on Evil Twin Spright was very powerful. The field spell Runick Fountain let you play your Runick spells from your hand during your opponent's turn. It would also let you draw up to 3 cards a turn by shuffling Runick spells from your grave back into your deck. The Runick spells functioned as starters by summoning the level 2 Hugin of the Runick Wings, allowing you to combo off into Spright cards, and then the Live Twins would be used for extension or to draw into more cards with Kiru. This deck also opted to run Trouble Sunny as a powerful card to go into if you didn't draw into your Spright or Runick cards. Evil Twin Spright was incredibly powerful even after the banning of Spright Elf and Ronin Totem. The list piloted by Zero Mundry made top 16 at the Germany National Championship in 2023 with 1,980 players. The deck remained playable for quite some time, and the deck fell off only because power creep was pushing it out of the format. It may seem like we're coming to an end of the Evil Twin story as a competitive deck, but we're not even close. The deck received even more support in the recent Alliance Insight set, in Live Twin lil-la Suite, along with the Link 1 Evil Twin Kiru deal. Yes, whenever a deck isn't doing really well, just print them a broken Link 1 that solves all the problems in the deck. Looking at the new main deck lil-la first, Suite says when your opponent activates a card or effect in response to your Live Twin card or effect activation, quick effect, discard this card, and negate that opponent's effect. If you control a Kiru monster and this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card, but while it is face up in the monster zone, you cannot special summon from the extra deck except Fiend monsters. You can only use each effect of Live Twin lil-la Suite once per turn. So you've given them an archetypal protection from your opponent's interaction, and it can special itself from grave as an extender, just an insanely strong card. Next is Evil Twin Kiru Deal. It is a Link 1 that requires a Kiru monster. The card says you can only Link summon Evil Twin Kiru Deal once per turn. You can send 1 lil-la monster from your deck or extra to the graveyard, apply this effect this turn. Each time your opponent activates a card effect in response to your Kiru or lil-la monster effect activation, draw 1 card when that card effect resolves. You You can only use this effect of Evil Twin Kill Deal once per turn. This card is broken, working as a 1-card starter with the new suite, who can summon herself from grave. On top of that, just daring your opponent to activate any card in response to your Evil Twin or Live Twin cards because you want to be drawing cards in this deck. It's just an insanely broken, powerful piece of support for the deck. Now, perhaps the most important part of all this is that Evil Twin, Trouble Sunny, and Kill just so happen to be Light Fiends. I swear, in 5 years, I'm still going to be getting whiplash every time I hear the word Light Fiend. Light Fiends connect the Evil Twins to probably the most powerful, broken, generic engine in the game, Fiendsmith. Evil Twin Fiendsmith is an incredibly strong deck, which has been topping consistently lately. The deck is very complex, but I'm going to take you through the combo very briefly and show you an example deck list. For the combo, we're going to assume that you normal summon either Live Twin Kill Frost, or that you've summoned Live Twin Kill and the effect has been negated. So with 1 Kill on field, go into Kill Deal, activate to send Suite to grave, summon out Suite, and then special summon Fiendsmith Requiem. Requiem effect, tribute itself, and summon Lacrima from deck. Lacrima effect, dump Fiendsmith Engraver. From here, link into Evil Twin lil-la using Lacrima and Suite. lil-la, bring back Frost, link into Kill, effect, bring back lil-la. Activate the effect of Engraver in grave. Shuffle back Requiem to summon Engraver. Link Engraver and lil-la away into Sequence, and activate Sequence to fusion summon Desiree, shuffling back Lacrima, Engraver, and Kill Deal. From here, link Sequence and Kill into Trouble Sunny, and equip Sequence from grave to Desiree. All of that off of a single card. The deck is doing insanely well right now. The deck list I have here is a top 32 list from the North American World Championship qualifier with over 2,800 people. Piloted by Juan Zalata, the deck does everything I showcased and so much more. It is an insanely powerful deck, so cool to play, and just really good at getting advantage and comboing off. It's usually this point in the video where I would discuss how the deck is maybe playable but less popular than it used to be, or the deck needs some more support to make it good again, but not this time. Evil Twin is incredibly strong, a powerful Link 1, flexible plays, recursive monsters, and being splashable into multiple other decks. Evil Twin's history is still ongoing, and I won't be surprised if in another year or two it finds another new engine to use in its strategy or gets more support cards. Thank you so much for watching the entire video. If you are a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, a VTuber stan, or just like Live Twins, if you could leave a comment, like, subscribe, it would mean a lot to the channel. I really appreciate it, and have a good one.